Hey everybody, Erin from the Impatient Gardener here. We should be talking about plants. In fact, we should be talking about some specific plants, and those are the plants that many companies have sent me to trial this year. So one of the perks of what I do is that I get some sample plants from companies, and they send these out to garden writers and garden communicators. One, so that we can give them some feedback about what we experience with them, but two, so that we're prepared and we can tell you about our favorites, or if you come to us and ask you questions about a plant, so we have personal knowledge of growing that plant and it's not just reading about it on a computer screen. So I thought it would be fun to just tell you about some of them. I'm not going to give you a lot of information on each one because there are a lot to get through, and I don't want this video to be forever long, but I thought you might like seeing some of these in case you want to hunt these down for yourself. So the first three that I'm going to just show you are, none of these are new this year, but they're colors that some of these that I hadn't seen. These are all from Wave Petunias. So this is their Easy Wave series, and this is kind of a all-purpose petunia landscape or container, whatever. This is called Rose Fusion. It's kind of a regular rose color with deep veining in it. Also, we have white, and then there is a yellow, which is just opening. It actually looks kind of chartreusey as it opens here, which is actually kind of pretty. Okay, next up is Walter's Gardens. These are all proven winners perennials that were sent. I don't know if these are out, or some of these are out already for sure. Some you might have to wait till next year to look. So this is Shadowland Miss America hosta. Let's see what we say on the size on this one. They consider this a medium size, and they say, oh, it's short but wide. Going to get about 19 inches tall, but 55 inches wide. So I guess it's going to get big. Beautiful variegation on that. Next up is a pulmonaria. I love pulmonarias. This one is called Spot On. It's got these nice spotted leaves. Purple and pink flowers, kind of typical for pulmonaria. 14 to 16 tall and 18 inches wide, and it says, unique salmon pink buds transition to rich blue flowers. Silver speckling dusts the green leaves. Attractive foliage can be enjoyed after the spring flowers are finished. Pulmonaria is great. Nothing eats it in my experience. It's got the fuzzy leaves, so animals are not interested in it. And it's a great option for a shady spot because hostas get a little boring after a while. Okay, now we have a few sun lovers here. This is Pink Profusion Salvia. This is not new, and I know that because I'm growing it. I have it in my garden, and I love it. In fact, last year I think I got about 20 or 30 of them. Medium height, 14 to 16 inches, 16 inches wide. You get a rebloom on these. You know, the deal with a lot of salvias these days is that you can kind of snip them back, and you'll get a rebloom on them. Really pretty dark, kind of dark pink calyxes, and then pink flowers on it. That's a good one. Deer resistant, rabbit resistant on that. Here we have a cute little sedum, Rockin' Low Bright Idea. It's a little yellow kind of ground cover sedum. You guys know I'm really into plant ground covers, and I'm really starting to like some of the sedums. This one looks to be very cute, 10 to 12 inches tall on that. Well, this one unfortunately has a broken branch, but this is Luminary Sunset Coral Phlox. That's just a little bright, which I like in a phlox. Coral pink flowers have an orange tinge, 30 to 32 inches tall. The orange color is especially noticeable when compared with the true pink tall garden phlox. So there you go. I can actually see that in there. That's really, I think that's really pretty. A monarda, upscale red velvet, 32 inches tall. So Proven Winners has been coming out with a lot of monardas in the past several years, and some of them are very short, and those are okay for the front, but I gotta tell you, they don't feel like monardas to me, so I'm kind of happy to see this one's a little taller. Cherry red flowers. This is the tallest variety in the collection. Newly emerging foliage has a bronze cast. Well-branched stems support a second flush of flowers that extends the length of the bloom, and you can see that bronze tinge on those leaves. This is a Veronica. This is Magic Show Ever After. This would be part of the series with some other ones in. I grow White Wands Veronica, which I really love. This one looks really pretty. It's kind of a nice, pretty royal blue. Well, they call it lavender blue. 14 to 16 inches tall. Spent flowers fall to the ground for a fresh looking plant. The next one I'm quite excited about, but also prepared to have my heart broken with this. This is meant to be Queen Nectarine Agastache. That's how I pronounce it. Soft peach flowers are held onto mauve calyxes. Calyxes hold their color. This is 30 to 36 inches tall, and you can see those beautiful flowers. You just know this is going to be covered in hummingbirds. The only problem is it's listed as a zone 6 to 9. So that is a bit of a bummer for me. And that has been my problem with Agastache. They're borderline, many of them are sort of borderline hardy here, and I love them, but I have a real problem with them coming back. Anyway, I think it'll grow really well. I'll plant it and I'll put it in a nice sort of protected spot and cross our fingers. And then the last one is a Jacob's ladder. So this is Pulmonium. This is Heaven Sent. I think this is a Brent Horvath breeding, actually, from Intrinsic. Perfect combination for hosta. Green fern-like leaves have purple highlights. Fragrant blue flowers are produced in loose clusters in spring. This is 18 to 24 tall, and this is a full sun to part shade plant. And I don't set Melanie scent on these, but I want to show you something. I brought this one home from Walter's Gardens when I took a trip over there a couple of weeks ago. It actually needs a little water. But I drove home with this in my car, and the entire way, I mean, my car was just overwhelmed with beautiful sweet scent. It was kind of unbelievable. Now this has gone quite purple on the leaves, so you can see that tinge. It's been I've had it a little bit covered, but the cover keeps coming off it, so it's in a little bit of sun. So I think probably the more sun you have it in, the more purple you're going to see in those leaves. Okay, change of scenery. Had to come by the greenhouse, which is where the rest of these plants are currently housed. Now this next one is from Doom and Orange. Now you may never hear of Doom and Orange. You might see a plant tag with Doom and Orange on it, but you will see the names of their plants in places. Okay, first up is this one, which is certainly, as we say, a lot of look. This is a smart Petunia, which is a very disease-resistant Petunia. This is a smart, very disease-resistant Petunia. This is called Windmill Hot Pink. So this is, they say this is stronger and disease resistant, but really I think that disease resistance they're looking at for growers. So this is attractive to growers because they're going to be able to get healthier plants out on the garden center benches for you to buy. Okay, they also have some calibrachoas. This is their TikTok series. This is blue and pink. Pretty little variation. This pink is actually with that cherry center is actually really pretty. So let me see what we have to say about those. Oh, and here's orange. This is the orange one, which looks really kind of corally to me, pinky corally to me, but maybe once it gets into more sun, it'll go a little bit more orange. So it's called the TikTok series because it's named for the hands of a clock going around the center ring. Playful pattern on vigorous plants, perfect for baskets and combinations. So there are the three, those are the three in that series, the blue, the pink, and the orange. Two more colors of that smart Petunia for you. This is the white, and this is called Purple Vein. That's quite pretty actually, kind of fades to sort of a lighter lavender. That one's nice. Okay, I'm going to show you pictures of these in their catalog before I show you because I think you'll get a better idea of what they look like there. So there's a New Guinea Impatiens. This one's called Wild Romance Lavender. And then over here we've got Coleus Stained Glassworks. This is Pineapple Express, which is a great name for a plant. So like I said, the Wild Romance doesn't look like much. There's no flowers on it yet. And here's the Pineapple Express, showing more red than green, so I suspect as you get it into more sun, it'll start showing more of that green. Okay, then I have these, which I don't seem to have information on. These are called Mega Guineas. I guess these are New Guinea Impatiens that are large. Purple, orange, and I think there's a pink in here. But none of them are in flower right now, so I can't show you what they look like. Okay, then we have Pan American Seed. Pan American Seed is part of Ball Seed. I think they're the biggest plant company in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And they have all sorts of divisions. So this is their Pan American Seed division. And the first one is Begonia Hula Wing. This is the red-white bicolor. Now the leaves are going to get much darker green They call this a unique spreading type of begonia. That's why it's called hula. Highly branching with lots of small flowers. Trailing habit, perfect for baskets and containers. Instant performance for landscapes. Masses of flowers showing on top. Sun, part shade, and shade. So very versatile little plant. So impatiens are a big deal, I'm gathering here. Lots of impatiens. This is a sun impatiens. This is an interspecific impatiens, which means it's a hybrid, but it's not like one or the other. This is Impatiens Solarscape Magenta Bliss. This is neon, bright pink. Low maintenance plant, high impact color in full sun spaces, ground, or containers. So this is a full sun impatiens. The first interspecific impatiens series from seed. 9 to 11 inches tall and up to 20 inches wide, so pretty big. This isn't much to look at, but it's a little tomato that I'm excited to try. It's called Sun Dipper. It has these little bowling pin shaped tomatoes that almost have like a little handle for dipping, and I think they're so cute, and I think it's such a good way to get kids to eat their vegetables. I'm gonna get to be a big tomato though. This is a tall one, so get yourself a big trellis. So now we have a Rudbeckia Russian sage. This is called Blue Set, and this is a short Rudbeckia, only 6 to 12 inches. And 30 inches wide when it gets going, apparently. This is also a seed-grown variety. It says flowers earlier in long days, as well as in higher light intensity and temperature with a longer flower period. So this is a good way to, if you love that look of Russian sage, you bring it to the front of the border. Okay, now we have 2 yellow flowers. So we have echinacea. This is from their artisan collection. This is yellow ombre. This is an F1 hybrid. Again, you'll be able to grow this from seed. Not much to look at right now in the pot, but a really beautiful kind of clear, I would say like a goldy yellow actually. 24 to 34 inches tall. Zone 4 to 10. And then we also have a Rudbeckia. This is gold blitz. Earlier to flower with a smaller leaf and flower size than goldstrom. If you grow a Rudbeckia, a hardy Rudbeckia, and you have had it for, like if it's a little bit older, more than a few years, it's probably goldstrom. So you can compare it probably to the one that you have in your garden. Okay, and then from Burpee, we've got some really fun vegetables. I tell you what, they are always coming up with really cool takes on vegetables. I really look forward to this box every year because there's always something really fun and funky in it. So the first one is, okay, these 3 come as a pair. This is a sweet pepper called Peppers from Heaven, orange, yellow, and red. And let me just tell you about them, because they're fun little container ones. At least that's what I'm thinking for them. Attractive mounding trailing habit makes it perfect for hanging baskets and containers. Lots of fresh, fleshy fruit, turn from green to glossy in color. Compact plants, bear fruit all season. They're saying for height on these only like 8 inches tall and a spread of like 12 inches wide. So you could probably pack a few of these into a big hanging basket. Now remember, peppers want to be hot. They love being grown hot. They like moisture, but they want heat. Throw all the heat you can at them. They'll be very happy with that. So something like a hanging basket would be perfect, or a little container. That's where mine are going, in a container. For the hot pepper lovers, and last year I got some great hot peppers from them. This one is called Spinning Tops because that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a little spinning top. Pepper is very prolific. What it lacks in size makes up in volume. Measures at 30,000 Scovilles. It has a hot yet fruity flavor, great for pickling or crushed up as a sauce for meat, fish, or poultry. So it gives it a 4 on the heat level. And you can eat these green or red. So happy I got an eggplant because the eggplant I started did not go well. They were lost in the great aphid attack. Asian Delight eggplant. These are long, skinny, beautiful, glossy purple eggplants. I saw this growing last year there, or maybe the year before, and it was just a gorgeous plant. Those fruit are so beautiful. Even if you don't eat the eggplant, it's worth growing just because it's so beautiful. Give them to somebody else. But I do like those skinny eggplants rather than the fat ones. And then a couple of tomatoes. We have Blushing Star here, really nice healthy plants, and Dark Star here. Blushing Star is going to get 60 to 84 inches tall, so nice big one. It's a big one. It is resistant to late blight. Flavor, modern hybrid tomato performance. Early maturing pink beefsteak fruit are sweet and savory, higher yield potential, and fewer blemishes than most heirlooms. Offers disease resistance. And days to harvest is 70, so that is really good. And then Dark Star, same days to harvest, also 70. Heirloom tomato flavor, modern hybrid, early maturing, rich purple beefsteak flavor. So basically you've got your purple and your pink beef, essentially beefsteak, heirloom type tomatoes. So since I am growing, I usually grow heirlooms, and I am growing a lot of dwarf tomatoes, which are heirloom crosses. It'll be interesting to see how these stack up with those. But again, these are big, tall plants, so get yourself a big trellis. And then the last one that they sent in here is not a new plant to me. I've been growing it since the first time I tried it. It is my favorite basil. It is Emerald Towers, Everleaf Emerald Towers basil. They sent a nice little pot with a whole bunch of little plants in it. And I could divide those if I want, or I could plunk the whole thing in as that. I did grow quite a bit of this as well from seed. Great basil. And by tall, let's see what they say for it. I would say I've seen 20 inches. Yeah, 24 inches is what they say for height on it. It's really nice. That was not a fancy video by any stretch of the imagination, but sometimes I think you guys are interested in hearing what's new and what's coming down the road. So I'm going to grow all these this year, and we'll see how they all do. And I always appreciate the chance to do that, so that I can answer your questions and tell you, and kind of be, tell you what to be on the lookout for next year. Have a great day in your garden. We'll see you soon.